Get yourself organised. You've got 2 weeks to live at the best.
You have a huge story around surviving cancer and then also competing in sailing.
I went to this doctor with a bit of a lump in the side of my head, and I'd already been to 3 doctors, and they just told me, hey, it's nothing, go away. So they sent me off for a test, and they drilled a hole in my head and came back, and they said, oh, you've got cancer. I don't know why you're still alive, but get yourself organised. You've got 2 weeks to live at the best.
I do love that you just went out against all odds, 30% strength in your shoulder, no crew, the wrong boat, and then you won this thing.
We went out and we came back with this shiny big trophy with a number 1 on it. So,
Do you have a key insight that you think is something that listeners should really pay attention to?
living in the now, don't think about dying.
A nice acronym for now is no opportunity wasted, like in the now. Hey everybody, Chris Duncan here. I'm with one of my co-authors of the Superconscious Transformation book, and I am so excited to introduce you to Ross Bennett, who is one of the coaches as well in the Magnetic Mind Method, who has written all this. So Ross, I'm so excited. Would you just take a moment to introduce yourself, what it is that you're focusing on when you help people with magnetic mind?
Yeah, sure. And thanks for the opportunity, Chris. Yeah, well, obviously, helping people through their lives is what I do. Just love doing that. So, my
Yeah.
background, I'm just a average Joe Blow, husband, father, son. Managed to be a certified magnetic mind coach. I'm a sailing coach, and I managed to survive cancer. And I'm pretty much out there just to help people improve their lives.
You have a huge story around surviving cancer and then also, competing in sailing, isn't it, as well? So would you mind just giving us a bit of a background of that story? Because it's pretty inspirational.
Yeah, well, back in 2015, so 10 years ago, I
Mm,
was I went to this doctor with a bit of a lump in the side of my head, and I'd already been to 3 doctors, and they just told me, hey, it's nothing, go away. And I said, oh, I've got, it's just sort of swelling up my glands and it's not good. And they went, oh, yeah, okay. So they sent me off for a test, and they drilled a hole in my head and came back, and they said, oh, you've got cancer. I don't know why you're still alive, but get yourself organised. You've got 2 weeks to live at the best.
wow.
And I went to myself, well, I'm here. I'm not
Wow.
dead. I'm not going to accept that.
Two
So the
weeks.
doctor gave me a hug anyway, which I'd never had a hug from a doctor before. Pushed me out the door and said, we'll see what we can do. And I got a phone call from a hospital, and they got me in and, did some magic and cut the cancer
Wow.
out, but it just kept growing and getting carried away. And I sort of
Wow.
went into this um, superconscious mode, which I didn't know about till you introduced it to me a few years later. But
Wow.
I somehow tapped into that. Uh, had ended up having 5 operations, 4 of them major, in 5 weeks. So I wasn't feeling too
Mm,
good. But the cancer they actually said to me that if the cancer gets to your lungs, you're stuffed. And
okay.
I think I wrote in the book, I just imagined this brick wall and the cancer bouncing off.
Wow.
And the doctors came back and they said, look, we've done another scan, Ross. The cancer's not going to your lungs, it's going back up into your head. And that just doesn't happen. And I said, oh, well, that's sort of my fault. I put up this wall and I imagined it bouncing off. Maybe I should have put it up this wall and imagined it disappearing. And I just remember the doctor shaking his head and walking away and going, you must be on drugs, which obviously they'll give me a little bit of painkillers for.
Wow.
Anyway, I was just lying around with not much to do, recovering from that. Oh, they gave me another operation. Um, Recovering from that, feeling good, but a little bit lethargic. And I saw this article where there's a um, world championships for catamaran sailing, high performance catamaran. And I've got a high performance catamaran, just not that particular one. But I thought to myself, when can you get the chance to sail in a world title? So few obstacles. One, they'd cut out a heap of muscle in my shoulders, so they said I'd have 30% use of my arm. Another thing, which I said, no, I'm not going to accept that because I actually need that arm. And I didn't have a boat, and I needed a crew, and yeah, and apart from that, everything was good. So I organised a boat. I conned my wife into crewing for me, who had sailed a bit but never on a high performance catamaran. We went out and we came back with this shiny big trophy with a number one on it. So that's it in a nutshell.
Unreal. Yeah, unreal, man. I get chills, as I read it, and then as you're telling me there, it it seems that choosing to live and go for what you want in life was a big part of turning that. I mean, 10 years ago, you got told 2 weeks, right? So a big part of it was really going for it in life. I find a lot of people aren't living longer; they're just dying longer. They don't go for it, go for what they love in life, and it really seems that when someone does, their body responds with giving them more life. Did that ring true for you?
Yeah, definitely. Um, that's what I said to everybody. I said, I'm just living. Don't
Yeah,
talk to me about dying. I'm just living.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
continue that to this day.
Wow. Yeah, cancer can be one of the best health coaches or life coaches that you can ever get because it can refocus you on living. Very interesting. And so you were using visualization and seeing results in your system uh, straight away. That's incredible. That's
Yeah, I
really
was pretty
incredible.
impressed with myself.
Yeah, it's so amazing what the system and the body can do. But I do love that you just went out against all odds, 30% strength in your shoulder, no crew, the wrong boat, and then you won this thing. And that's such a good metaphor for life. Very cool. So you obviously went searching, trying to figure out, well, how did you do this, or what was the inspiration for you to, end up a magnetic mind coach and now an author in this book?
Yeah, pretty much, I turned to books to try and work out what I'd done, and
Yeah,
some were good and some were bad. So
yeah,
that's what inspired me to actually, well, there's a few things that inspired me to write with you. That was certainly one of them. And yeah, when I can't even remember how I found you guys, but I know it was really early in your development of Superconscious, and I went, "Hey, that's it. That's what I did.
yeah,
I need
right.
to talk to this bloke and find out more." So yeah, I've read your books and listened to your podcasts, or listened to your training, and became a certified coach, and now I'm helping other people, and it's really good.
It is really good. A lot of people say that to me that what they got from our work was just putting words to what they already knew or had stumbled across, and now they just had a more predictable way to help others. So that's amazing. So I'm so grateful to have this conversation, get to know you even more. So the book's out, and we're going to be helping a lot of people with that. But you help people in coaching. So who is it that you focus on helping with your coaching the most? Do you have a specific person, or is there a specific problem or a specific end result that you're mainly focused on helping people with?
Uh, yes and no. It's spreading like wildfire. Um, I've written another book, another two books, because this inspired me to write, and two specific different areas. One is on business, so getting someone to live a balanced life in business and using the superconscious to balance out the life, because I, having owned a few businesses, burnt myself out that way as well.
Yeah,
And then just by coincidence, I actually wrote one because I had a client that was struggling with separation. So I've done one on divorce. So I'm spreading myself a little bit thin, which is probably not the right thing to do. Um, but yeah, I'm doing that. And I've also, one of my favourite stories about one of my clients is she was a young lady, totally depressed, was contemplating suicide, which I didn't know at the time. but she came to me out of desperation. And within the first recode we did, she ran out and told her friend that she'd never felt that good. And after 12 months worth of coaching, she now has a great relationship with her partner. She's purchased a home. She's got her career under control. She's just living life to the fullest. So anybody, I can help.
Yeah, yeah. I know, and I really get this theme from you. It's, it's about not dying longer. It's about living, going for what's in your heart, just going for it and really choosing it. It's really cool. So you write a lot in your chapter in the book. Do you have a key insight that you think is something that the listeners should really pay attention to?
Definitely living in the now is obviously a key insight.
Mm, mm,
And as you say, live, don't think about dying or whatever. I
yeah.
don't like, and I've noticed a lot that people get to about 20, 21 and keep living the same life or the same year over and over again.
Mm,
I really don't understand that.
mm,
Like I understand why they do it because they get
mm,
comfortable. I just don't like
mm,
that they do it. And it's their choice,
mm.
as we always say. But if when I point out, let's just do a morning routine or something like that, um, you can actually see their life change and things become better for them. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah, yeah.
So,
So living in the now, morning routine, very good insights. I think, a nice acronym for now is no opportunity wasted, like in the now. NOW, no opportunity wasted, because we so often are pushing out, we've got this moment, we're alive, we're a human being with breath in our lungs, and I think, and so that the now, living in the now is easy to say, isn't it? But it's harder to do. Yeah.
correct,
Yeah.
correct.
And so uh, if someone's out there listening and they know they need to turn their life around, how do they best get in touch with you? Obviously, would you share the names of your books, and maybe some of your websites or places people can get in touch?
Yep, definitely. Yeah, so obviously it's the website or Facebook. The website is, and you guys just changed it on me, so I've got to remember what it is. It's coaching.winner1.com.au.
Nice.
Um, you can email me at info@winners1.com.au. All
And you've
those.
got the two books, and I assume they're on Amazon as well.
Yes, the books are on Amazon. One's the Balancing Act, The Magnetic Path to Business Success and Personal Wellness.
Ooh, great title.
Yeah. And the other one is F something, something, something. I'm Single Again, Surviving Separation.
Two good titles, and I assume very good books as well. So we've got a couple minutes here. What would you like to leave any of the listeners with? If there was one takeaway or one message that's sitting in your intuition today for people that are watching this right to the end, what would you say to them?
Yeah, I think if I was starting over again, I would get myself structured into a morning routine.
Hmm.
Mm. So where you can just choose your life, make your choices in the morning, get some exercises in to keep the body going because without a good body, life just doesn't seem to work as well. And just set up your day so that it's just enjoyable and fun and enjoy life.
I
Just as
love that,
simple as that.
Ross. I love that, man. And incredible story, and I'm so grateful that you're out there doing our work together with your clients. And so everybody listening, make sure that you do go and follow Ross on social media, but also check out our book and his chapter, which the links are underneath this video. And we are so excited to be sharing the stories of transformation in the Superconscious Transformation book. Massive love to you, Ross, and appreciate you so much. Thanks for being a co-author with this. And as everybody out there, stay magnetic, stay focused, and go grab the Superconscious Transformation book. Bye for now.